Let me ask you this, how is your putting? Are you confident on the greens? Have you been trying lots of different things, or maybe just stuck to the same putter for the longest time? For me, that's more or less been the case until not that long ago, when I really changed the way I looked at putting and the way I understood it, about how every single golfer can putt better if they look for some simple techniques and a few shortcuts when it comes to equipment that can genuinely help you hold more putts, 3-putt less, and have more confidence and fun on the scores, because hey, your scores are lower. Now today we've got something a bit different, because I'm going to be talking about this guy, okay? This guy here is rather phenomenal. He is the ice block putter, okay? See that? Dead see-through, big chunk of perspex. But can it really help you putt better? Let's find out. Okay, here we are, just going to set up to the putter, get the good sort of feel. Okay, that feels about right. Ta-da! What's that about? Well, what this is about, it's not just a gimmick, okay? This isn't just going to help you line up your putts. It's going to give you a consistency of setting up, because so many of you, every single putt you hit more or less, you're either too close, too far away, standing up tall, standing shut, whatever. Like, it's trying to get comfortable, and there's this kind of manipulation, and then we don't have consistency. There's just too many variables, right? But this amazing device with the ice block putter, in essence, you set up, you commit to your target, you've done your line, and all you do is you set the putter flat as need be. And as long as you've got the right length, you are just then going to set up around the putter. You see what I mean? We're not trying to manipulate to the shot or to the putter. We just set up around it. And it's going to give you a wonderful, neutral, consistent setup. Because if that sits flat, we don't want it raising off the ground. We don't want it too high. We just want it flat. And that is going to give us a very good head start. Now the other thing, and I will show from behind the line here, okay, when you set up to the ball, right? When you set up to the ball, you have these 3 lines. These 3 lines, one is the center of where you want the putt to go. This is your exact direction. The next one is, well, the next 2 are the width of the golf ball to show you where the sweet spot is. So it's a wonderful guide. So I talk a lot about making sure that you set up to your putter, okay? That you set up to it, you pick your target, and that every single putt is straight. Every single putt is dead straight. You just hit that once, you do it straight, and you don't have to really think about much else. And this is where this comes in. Like, you've heard lots about drawing on the golf ball, you know, the particular lines on the golf ball or whatever, okay? And that is good, right? I don't always do it, but I do recommend it a lot of time for people to utilize that. But if I show you here, there, so we're striking it in the center, okay? That's the sweet spot. There's the width of the ball. There's the direct line of where we want the putt to start. We commit to that line. That's all we need to do. So now we understand of like the setup and concept of this. What about the actual makeup of the putter? It's made up of this sort of perspex material that is see-through, obviously, but it has a wonderful, solid, heavy weight to it. And I really like that heavy weight because it's enabling you to sort of feel a stroke that's guided more from the sort of chest and the core, rather than trying to make it so handsy. We can almost feel the weight of the putter and allow it to guide just a little bit easier. By having this putter have a good amount of weight on it, it has really helped, I've noticed, long distance putts, because I've used this a few times, and I'm going to throw in a few clips hopefully where you can see it. Now I'm filming now and it seems like there might be a tornado arriving, so but if you can hear the wind, I apologize. But what we're looking for is a putter that gives us reliability, good feel. So we've got the reliability taken care of. We've got the good feel because the touch and feel of this is extremely solid. And I was actually extremely surprised about how solid it did feel, okay? Like, I haven't actually sort of lined this putt up, but you know, the feel from it, bit of a poor lip out there, is wonderfully soft, but I can feel like I can commit to every single putt. And to me, that is very important. So not only has it been wonderful with one arm putting to practice the sort of long distance putts to get that tempo right, with a heavier putter, it's definitely a bit easier to have a good firm tempo, you know, a consistent tempo. So we're not necessarily, if we've got like a 40-foot putt, we're not necessarily going to slam it through this way. I can start the stroke, just swing a little bit longer, but the weight of the putter is going to help me. But because of the weight of it and the stability from it, from the center shaft, as well as the face balance because of the shape of it, it just means that I don't have to really do much. I definitely don't have to try and hold on to try and keep the club face sort of square on my arc. And just because of the weight of it, because it does weigh a ton, so it's good for burglars as well if you're ever worried about those. But it's enabling me to have a very nice, smooth strike. So what I'm finding even with short putts is it's kind of eliminating a lot of that worry about, am I aimed up right? Or am I going to get a good contact on this? Because of the large sweet spot that is very visible, it gives me like a visual focus to have. But the lines on the putter are giving me the understanding that I'm not always going to read it correctly, and my stroke is not always going to be perfect at all. Of course it isn't. Mine isn't, yours isn't, even Tiger Woods' wasn't. Even in his heyday, he didn't make everything, did he? So you can't expect that. But the reliability that I'm seeing from using this, so, you know, messing around with it, mixing it in with my other putter the last 2-3 weeks has actually been quite profound. And I've recommended this to a couple of my students already, and they've tried it and they're like, man, you know, this feels really quite good. And as long as you can sort of trust that you're aiming correctly, you know, and you get a good sort of stroke on it, it's removing a lot of frustration and a lot of concern. But yes, it looks super funky. It is kind of weird that it just sort of stands there like that. So is there a bit of, I don't know, ego? Can I do this? Do I care about what people might think? That I'm not using a blade putter or a more traditional putter? Maybe, if I'm honest. But, so there's definitely a part of using something like this that feels like I've got to get over this sort of ego. Like, do I feel weird that I'm using this? Do people care what I look like? You know, I get, people expect me to use blade putters or more traditional. You know, yes, I can say I'm trying this out, but honestly, if I got over that sort of aspect, I would comfortably keep this in the bag. I mean, it would take a bit more practice to kind of use it with a lot of confidence, but if you're an infrequent golfer and you want to hold a few more putts with a bit more consistency by hitting it out the sweet spot, see that? Okay, by doing that, it's going to help a lot. And we can do it like this. You know, you can hit wonderful, consistent, nicely rolled putts. And I do recommend it. And I'm quite surprised that I recommend it. So there we go. If you want to learn more about the ice block putter, you can just follow the link below. You know, this has been an impartial review. So I was just interested to see if there's something out there that can help every single golfer to hold more putts really and be more consistent and just sort of get rid of the really bad putts. That's what a lot of people will benefit from. And I think there's a good chance, if you're willing to try it, this putter might be something that you've been looking for. So anyway, there you go, something different. If you enjoyed that, let me know. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe to the channel, and look out for some new videos that we've got coming soon, because it's some really cool series coming your way. Cheers.